Hello beer tubers and welcome to the Master of Hobbit's Grand Advent Calendar. The substitute of the Grand Christmas Calendar because I now have twins. So Henry and I just sped through
A lot of beers.
a lot of beer and booze in a couple hours.
Yeah.
So here we go. This is the fourth Sunday of Advent, and before you unveil your present, I'm gonna light a candle for the Advent ghost, the ghost of Advent,
The ghost.
called Brian.
Called Brian.
This is Brian's candle, and we're
it's
going to
big
be
and
pairing beer and booze. But you can unveil your present because you don't know
Ready?
what it is. From the Christmas towel.
It's not Peter's babies.
No, it's the Christmas
is my
towel.
bad.
It's magically filled with beer.
Ready? Oh.
Green wax. What is this?
Wow. What is? Oh, it's Abraxas. It's a Vietnamese Abraxas barrel aged. Ooh. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, dude.
Yeah, I thought we should go ham.
That is not something you get around every fucking day.
Nope.
Brewed, packaged, Perennial, Artisan ales.
Artisan ale.
Artisan ales. Wow.
So, this is from Beer Gnome. So thanks to Beer Gnome for the beer. So this is from Perennial Artisan Ales and is made in collab with Clag
Mm.
Brewing in Ohio, who were at MBCC last year. We hung out with them and drank some beer. And making awesome beers. But they made a collab where they did a twist on Abraxas, making Vietnamese barrel-aged Abraxas. Because the owner of Clag, the cocky little Asian guy, is Vietnamese. And they made this special barrel-aged version. And this was in European distribution on Beer Dome. But it was not on distribution in Europe. Like the only in the States, the only way to get this was if you showed up at the brewery on time. But then Beer Dome got it. It's just like, what the hell? So what a way to finish. Abraxas to me is one of the best Mexican hot chocolate spiced Imperial stouts around.
Yeah.
I think side projects Ambiente is a little bit better, but I've never had that barrel aged. But hopefully we'll try that one day. But this basically the difference with this version and regular Abraxas is that they use Vietnamese coffee sourced by Clag. So it's a 13.4% barrel aged Imperial stout, brewed using ancho chili, cocoa nibs, Saigon cinnamon, and Indonesian vanilla beans and Vietnamese coffee. So even Saigon cinnamon. So that's also, playing the Vietnamese role.
13.45.
Yes. What a beer to finish the calendar on, right? I thought we should go ham with the final beer. And I love these kind of...
Love the wax work on that.
Yeah, me too. But I also love these Mexican stouts. And also like this, Mexican stout, cinnamon. Isn't that a bit Christmassy?
It is.
I thought so, even though it's green like a Christmas tree. Well, it's more like green ooze. More like green ooze from Ninja Turtles. It's a Christmas tree, but let's check it out. I'm really excited about this one. So thanks a ton to Beer Dome for the beer.
And a nice fizz.
Let's see here for the 4th of Advent. Oh, it looks nice.
That
looks
is
rich.
oily.
Yeah. It's not like thick, but it looks rich.
No, yeah. But like more than the other beers we've had so far.
Yeah. Oh, it looks really nice. I want to put a little more. Is this the 4th of Advent, maybe?
Hey, this is the big one.
The big one.
The
We're
big
finishing last. Finishing with the finishing with the big one. But let's check this one out. So it pours a pitch black color in the
I think
glass.
that's pretty black.
It looks really rich and nice. I'm really excited about this one. Do you want to check out the aroma?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, this smells so good. This is peak Christmas aromas to me.
Yeah.
There's so much like fudgy cinnamon and chocolate and coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is. It's
it
just
smells good.
caramel, chocolate, coffee, cinnamon.
Yeah. And there's
A bit of
loads
allspice.
Yeah. Or clove almost.
Yeah.
And loads of vanilla. And then there's that this fruity umami chili from the ancho chili.
Yeah.
And sweet fudgy bourbon. Oh, it smells really good. It smells very similar to regular Abraxas, barrel-aged Abraxas, I think. Just with maybe just more pronounced cinnamon nuance.
I think the last time I've had Abraxas was probably in the queue for
Blåbær? Ah.
In horrible storm and rain in Copenhagen, so sitting there. The only thing that warmed you was the beer that you had in hand.
Yeah, and then you have something warm.
Then you had something like that.
But I also think regular Abraxas doesn't have coffee. That's also one of the additions here. And I think the cinnamon is really intense. So it's like the cinnamon makes the coffee nuances there seem quite fruity, actually.
Yeah, I mean, but it definitely have that fruity, chili thing going on for it. Yeah.
It smells. So this smells like, and then underneath all that, there's loads of like cherry, roasted malt, chocolatey malt. Yeah. Like this is where it smells like there's a well-constructed base beer, and then you add adjuncts.
Exactly.
More
not like the other one we had. Yeah.
It smells fucking great. So chocolatey and fudgy.
Yeah.
You want to try?
I do. I want to do it.
Thanks to Beer Dome for this.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Oh, dude.
I mean, here you have it all. You have the base beer, you have the roastiness, you have and then you got the adjuncts.
So I will say, like, some people are for sure going to critique this for not being as rich.
Yeah.
You have cinnamon that dries out the beer. Coffee has dryness to it. Like, there's a lot of dry flavors, but I think the beer is definitely, like, it doesn't necessarily need to be more rich than this. No. It's so full and mouth coating, but then you have dry flavors.
And you actually have some...
Fuck, this is good.
You also have some spiciness from the chili pepper.
Yes, like warming spice. What's interesting, though, I've never had an Abraxas barrel-aged this fresh. Like, this is from this year. When I had Abraxas barrel-aged, it was actually from a fellow beer tuber, Behind the Bar Beer Reviews, who sent us the bottle, yeah, it was amazing. But this is much fresher, and you have the spices and everything being more vibrant.
I mean, it's almost like you have the tartness from green
Nate,
peppers.
by the way, you guys know Nate.
Something like, I mean, it's just
it's like
it's just so much more interesting.
Cherry, roasty, vanilla, chocolate. Raisin, prunes, kind of dark fruity nuances, even tobacco, like deep chocolate, dark chocolate, but also a bit of milk chocolate. That like warm cinnamon spice, a fruity, almost slightly smoky chili vibe that warms without being too spicy and just goes nicely down the throat. And this kind of
carbonation is also
spot on. And then like fruity coffee
so well with all the other flavors, especially the heat from the chili. It's just like it's a bubbling satisfaction in your mouth.
This is so satisfying to drink.
Yeah.
Like if I'm thinking I want something for the Christmas season that's gonna put me in a Christmas mood, this is it. Like it's just so nice to drink. And like the cinnamon is what makes this Christmassy, of course. Like coffee and vanilla and all these things. Chili is not very festive. Yeah. But then you have that cinnamon aspect. And a base beer that's so well made for barrels that is just like, I think it really suits it. But again, a lot of people are a bit harsh on this. And I think it's because they want more richness. But I don't think it needs to be more rich than this. No, the drinkability of it is really good because it's not like sludge.
It was a bit like
what's the ABV?
With the
13.4%.
With the second one I said, where I mean, a Christmas beer, it's something not necessary where you can get one glass and then be over with it. I mean, you could easily drink another glass of this.
I would love to sit
as satisfied as you were the first one.
So much like baker's chocolate, too, dark chocolate, which is really nice. It's like it's just got loads of layers and depth. Like the previous two beers were all about adjuncts and then some whiskey. This is where there is a base beer that's thought. So this is a little nod to a comment we got from a subscriber who's been following for a long time, who says that he thinks that barrel-aged beers is part of the problem with craft beer getting too much. No, I think barrel aging can be a great addition to it. And this is the case. It's where the base beer is thought out to suit a barrel, and then you can add adjuncts to suit that base beer. It's where the one thing in mind to make this beer great is not the end goal of, I want this to taste like a Christmas pudding. It's like, how is this base beer constructed, and what can we do to complement on it and make it better? And that's what this does. And it does it really well. Yeah. And that's where barrel aging and adjuncting is nice. It's not like over the top, I only taste vanilla. This is like fudgy, chocolatey, roasty, rich base beer, but with all these fun adjuncts where the base still shines. Yeah. And that's the skill and art of making barrel aged beer, is when you do it like this, which is so well done.
Just tastes amazing.
The barrel again, like so much fudgy, vanilla-y bourbon. Like that like candy bourbon expression, like really fresh barrels. And then layers of adjunct and layers of base beer. I'm impressed how well everything in this is intertwined. I think it's the best beer. I think it's the best beer of the 4 days of Advent, for me. Tying it with the
with the second one.
Yeah, with the barrel-aged B-bomb.
Yeah,
it's quite a different beer.
The Fremont one. Yeah,
more abrasive, but
it's a hard pick between the Fremont and this one, because I really like coconut, toasted with coconut as well. Yeah, and I think that was so good implemented in the Fremont beer as well.
Also with this one. The coffee also gives some acidity to it. It's like this slightly acidic, fruity coffee vibe, but it's never in bell pepper. Like it's just nice addition of coffee. Yeah. Sorry.
I think it's hard to choose which one.
I will say I gave 95, 96-ish to the Fremont beer, and this one will be 96, 97-ish for me. Yeah. This is, I'm looking, like this is still a bit chilly. I can't wait till this warming up. This is just going to be such a joy to drink. Like, this is wonderful. And I think it's also just because these kind of spiced beers, like this it's my wheelhouse. It takes me back to trying, barrel-aged Hunapoo, Abraxas for the first time. All of these like festive Mexican spiced Imperial stouts. And then it's just like done so well. I think teaming up with Clag and doing this collab was a great idea, because I think it's even better than regular Abraxas or barrel-aged Abraxas. So yeah, it's maybe like even 96, 97 for me, something like that. I fucking love this beer. And it might not be the richest, but the flavor complexity and the layers. There's even like tobacco, there's leather, there's dark fruit, chocolate, roasted malt, like all these layers from the base beer with adjuncts, and everything shines and everything is cohesive. That is talent.
He said it. I have nothing more to add.
Fucking love this beer. This is so good. What a beer to end on. You agree with the grade?
Yeah, I think so. 90. You're right. I think it is better than the Fremont because of the complexity, because of the spice, because of the warmth of the beer, and just because it has all those layers.
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect beer after your Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
but as with all the other days of Advent, we've got a spirit, and this time we're going to America. We're drinking rye whiskey.
Rye
whiskey. Don't let me down. We're drinking Michter's Single Barrel Rye Whiskey, straight rye. This is something I picked up in Sweden, because this is much cheaper to buy in Sweden than Denmark because of the alcohol monopoly in Sweden.
Which is weird.
This is a 42.4% rye whiskey. If you never had Michter's makes some great rye. They also make some great bourbon. And this is just lovely stuff. I've had it a few times before. So
yeah, you opened it.
Yes, but I don't drink it too often because I don't drink spirits that often. But we're trying it now. So Michter's rye. I wonder. I can see the spiciness of rye and everything being nice with this, but let's check it out. So,
very dark.
Very dark. Even darker than the 18-year-old Scotch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some more charred barrels here, but it looks nice, like chestnutty, mahogany brown. Let's check out the aroma. Ooh,
that
loads of aroma.
Actually, very nice.
Compared to the other whiskey, this is just
so much more complex.
It smashes you in the face.
It's the tennis ball in your face.
There's so much spicy rye and sourdough to this, like sourdough bread.
But it's so much more interesting.
Yeah,
so much more interesting. There is so much more going on.
Also, loads of vanilla and fudge and caramel, but like I'm getting loads of sourdough. Like that funky rye nuance.
What is the
43?
42.4.
Yeah. There's a bit of a red apple warm fall spice to this as well, like cinnamon or something.
Fun.
Yeah.
So much more fun. Much more interesting and
there's much more going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, loads of those warm spices too. There's a hint of vanilla. It smells caramel fudge. It smells so good. Let's try it. Cheers. That's fucking great whiskey. That is, I'm sorry, Glenfiddich for being a single malt Scotch compared to this. Like the flavor intensity and complex layers on this. Like Glenfiddich is almost like drinking watered down whiskey when you have this. To be honest, this is such a great white whiskey.
Glenfiddich is saftoven.
It is. There's so much warm, festive spice to this. And like that sourdough bread, but then the flavor, there's even more like vanilla and caramel and fudge and like cinnamon.
But it's the fruitiness as well.
Yeah. Red apple, stewed fruits, apple pie filling. Rye whiskey is really interesting. I think rye whiskey from the States have so many vibrant flavors, so much vanilla too.
Wow, but there are so many more layers into this.
Yeah,
I mean there's
like having this after I really don't want to like. I'm so perplexed about like the Glenfiddich bottle. Like after this, like that's just like it's almost like the macro version of whiskey. Like this has got so many layers. This is.
But it's weird because they are almost the same ABV, but this is so much more warming. But it's pleasant warming and flavors as well.
The pairing with the beer is amazing. The spirit amplifies the cinnamon and spice.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this amplifies the beer, and the beer calms this down, so it's a bit more palatable. Because I think for some people you might want to add some water to this because it's really abrasive and strong on this flavor.
But I think adding a few drops of water to this would actually pair very nice.
Yeah, it would open it up.
Open it up and make especially the fruity flowers be more singy.
Yeah. But I love the warm spice, the like cooked apple pie filling, all this to it, like lots of that caramel and fudge. Like American whiskey is really interesting. Rye whiskey, bourbon, like there's so much going on. And I think it's maybe also because we've tried mainly the Scotch stuff we've tried. There's been lots of whatever stuff besides some of the things you had, especially some of the Isla stuff like you talked about from Boitladi. But this is for sure the best of all the hard beverages beside the beer, I think, today.
Yeah.
I think that the two best is this and then the Madeira wine.
Yeah, I agree.
And for me, this is a 9 out of 10 of the 10 scale.
Yeah, I agree. Because of the complexity, because of, I mean,
so many layers.
It's not an easy thing to drink.
No.
But something you need to
analyze.
Analyze, and you need to appreciate it, and you need to have drunk quite a bit of both whiskey and rye whiskey
to appreciate.
Yeah,
because I think it would be too much for a lot of people otherwise.
Yeah.
This is the best pairing, and it was saved for last for a reason. Because I felt like we should save the best for last, and I had a feeling this would be the best pairing of spirit and beer.
It is, and I'm fucking drunk.
Yeah.
We did good. Now we're gonna go some race cars and go-kart.
We're gonna have some fun now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this substitute for the Grand Christmas calendar. substitute.
I did.
Yeah, Henrik did. Next year maybe we'll have a new one, but this time it's 4 days of Advent with these kind of things.
Maybe a bigger
setting. We will
see.
Maybe there's not only room for 4 people here. But yeah, this was lovely. This was such a perfect final pairing. I love the beer. I love the booze.
Yeah.
Amazing. And even the girls love it. You might hear them in the background. They're like, yay, Dad. But we're going to finish this one up and say, have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And a very Happy New Year. And hopefully we'll see you guys next year for a grand Christmas calendar. But I hope you enjoyed the grand Advent calendar, kids edition, without kids.
Without kids. And we're probably going to do a New Year's video as well.
Yeah, we should.
Might be coming up.
New Year's special. But cheers, guys, and see you next year.
Yeah.
Cheers to everyone for the beers. Cheers.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah.
All that other jazz.
All that other jazz. And I like this beer. Cheers.
Cheers.
Weird ending. See you soon. Remember, Facebook, all that social media. Here.